One small step for man.
Listen, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
One giant leap for Weedman. It was the summer of '69. Neil Armstrong took the first step onto a new world. Concorde flew faster than the speed of sound, and the first massive jumbo jet took off. Meanwhile, 500,000 young people got together for 4 days of peace, love, and rock and roll at Woodstock. But the '60s generation wasn't just technology and sex and drugs and rock and roll. It was also the awakening of an awareness of the individual and their part in society, social progress, equal rights, and endless possibilities. A young man, Des Rice, and his wife Brenda were planning a future for themselves, but the 9-to-5 rat race wasn't for them.
Weedman started in Etobicoke back in 1968 when I was looking for a way to start a business, and I was looking for a niche in the marketplace, and lawn care was in its infancy, and I looked at the lawn care industry as a growth industry where there's lots of subdivisions were growing and building, and people looked after their houses, were proud of their houses, and were cutting their grass and fertilizing their lawns and watering their lawns, and they were having weeds growing, so they needed to get rid of their weeds. So along came this guy in a truck and offered to eliminate their weeds for them for a song. In those days, we did it for $5 a lawn.
As the '60s turned into the '70s, as rock and roll turned into disco, the economy was on a roll. The children of the '60s were becoming young adults, getting married, buying homes, and having children of their own. With the idealism of the '60s still informing their thoughts, Earth Day was created. People were taking pride in their environment, and Weedman was perfectly positioned to capitalize on this movement. There was no such thing as a lawn care company. There were companies that would maintain your property, cut the grass, shovel the snow, tend the garden. Des saw an opportunity, and together he and Brenda set up a small lawn care company. They wouldn't shovel your snow, they wouldn't plant your garden, they wouldn't trim your trees, but they would take care of your lawn, fertilize it, get rid of weeds, clear it of pests, and anything else it would take to give you the best lawn in your neighborhood. With nothing but an idea, a beat-up truck, a $500 loan, and a willingness to work hard, Weedman was born.
What's up, Harry?
I'm gonna feed my lawn.
I'm surprised you still have a lawn after the way last year's feeding burned it up.
I've got it all figured out. I mixed fertilizer with grass seed, so what I kill with the fertilizer, I replant with the seed.
It sounds like a great idea. I suppose you're using only the highest quality fertilizer that's just right for this area, like mine.
This stuff costs a bundle.
And you're a trained professional like my man here.
Well, no, but it doesn't look too hard.
Not when you call in the weed man.
We were in there right from the beginning, and we've been, the kids' hockey teams and the soccer teams are always Weedman hockey teams, and they always had a Weedman soccer team. And we took part in stuff like that. In Barrie, we had a Weedman stock car that was racing at the Barrie Speedway every weekend, and it was the best-selling brochure that they had out there. They were selling Weedman stock car pictures, and they were flying off the shelf. It was great.
Here he comes! I see him!
Our lawns are safe. The Weedman is here to take care of them.
They're going to get rid of dandelions and moss.
And they'll keep our lawns healthy with special fertilizer.
Thanks, Weedman.
Hello, I'm Bob Johnson from the Weedman. You got a problem with the chinch bug, we can solve it with insect control. For all your lawn care program, call us, the Weedman.
We were a company, and the only way I expanded, and to meet the demand of the expansion, I had to franchise, because the demand was greater than I could hire people to work. And the intricacies of the job, and by that I mean weather. It could be raining in London and sunny in Toronto and raining in Gravenhurst. So you had to have managers, and some managers were better than others, and I figured, how am I going to get around that? So the best way to do it was to bring in franchisees who had skin in the game, basically, and they were there, and their concerns were the same as my concerns, to get the best job for the best price to their customers, and to look at their customers as if their livelihood depends on it, which it does, and to give the best of everything. We use the best products, we use the best equipment, we use the best of everything we can get our hands on, and by doing that, the customer gets the best result. And so what we did is we brought franchisees in that were doing the day-to-day stuff, and they were in turn just a replication of myself, which was out there to do the best job for the best price.
One call to the Weed Man is a call that will connect you to a team of lawn care experts. Not a simple operation, but a fleet of 14 vehicles and a staff of 20 professionals, all dedicated to the beautification of your lawn and your neighborhood. That's why when you call the Weed Man, someone is out to help with speed and efficiency.
The 80s saw the world change dramatically. A movie actor became president in the U.S. CNN launches the first 24-hour news channel. Miami Vice becomes the hottest show on television, causing a dramatic drop in the sale of men's socks. MTV launches, and synthesizers replace guitars as style replaces substance in pop music. Meanwhile, technology takes a giant leap forward as personal computers start to change the way we live and work. And the space shuttle blasts off into space. Weed Man grows from its roots as a family-run business in Etobicoke and branches out with franchises across Canada and the U.S. By remaining true to its founding principles, quality, reliability, honesty, a focus on the community, and offering great service at reasonable prices, Weed Man was quickly becoming the most celebrated and successful lawn care franchise in history.